Welcome to the eCommerce Profits Podcast, where we feature top founders and experts in the e-commerce industry and take an in-depth look at the struggles and successes in growing e-commerce brands profitably.
Hey guys, Josh Chin here. I'm the host of the eCommerce Profits Podcast, where we feature top experts, entrepreneurs in the e-commerce industry, and we go behind the scenes and the struggles in growing a brand. Now, this episode is brought to you by Chronos Agency. If you run a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand that is ready to scale and to double your customer lifetime value through retention marketing, Chronos is your company. We've helped hundreds of brands scale profits with email, SMS, and mobile push while getting an average of 3,500% ROI from our efforts. We've worked with brands like Truly Beauty, Alya Skin, The Udi, and many more. Now, the next step is to email us at sales@chronos.agency, or you can go to chronos.agency to learn more. Today's guest is Dominick Keenan. He's the VP of Sales and Account Management at ClickBank. In case you guys are living under a rock, ClickBank is one of the oldest and longest running e-commerce and affiliate marketing companies in the world, supporting many merchants and product owners. Over the years, since 1999, ClickBank has paid out over $5 billion in commissions. Is that still accurate, Dominick?
Yeah, that's pretty close. It's more than that today.
Yeah, I figured it's probably more than that, and we can only imagine how much value and revenue ClickBank has actually generated for its offer owners and product owners over the year. Now, prior to joining ClickBank, Dominick worked in many different industries, from business at aviation to commercial landing. Dominick, you've been in ClickBank for over 7 years now. Is that right?
Yeah. It's been a phenomenal job.
That's a long time, and that's definitely a longer than I've been in the e-commerce space. Dominick, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about you and what exactly it is that ClickBank does with affiliate marketing.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Josh. A little bit about me. You hit the high points. Worked in aviation for a long time, then joined ClickBank 7 years ago, almost to the day, actually, and worked as an affiliate manager when I first started here. Traveled the world as a biz dev guy, and then since have taken on this role a couple of years ago. But it's been such a phenomenal job because I just really enjoy getting to work with the entrepreneurs that we're surrounded by. That's who I'm, when I'm on calls with really smart entrepreneurs every single day. And so this would be an impossible job to walk away from. It's a front row seat. But as far as what ClickBank does, we've been around since 1998, which even to me seems like an eternity ago, but especially in internet business. And we're primarily known for our affiliate network, which is large, tens of thousands of active affiliates on ClickBank. However, ClickBank does quite a bit more than that. So we provide merchant processing. We process all the payments. So we can process it at high scale. We also provide quite a few conversion increasing feature or conversion boosting features. So like one-click upsells, which are post-purchase, not pre-purchase. The ability to add order bumps, subscription, recurring billing, subscription management. So a lot of the back office things that you kind of have to cobble together elsewhere. And then on the affiliate side, we don't just track affiliates. We also collect and pay them. So we'll split the transaction at the time the transaction occurs and ensure that everybody gets paid on time every time.
What I'm interested in with affiliate marketing is, and we talked a little bit about this before I didn't record, is that the affiliate space, it's tarnished with just a relatively bad image of black hat and bad players. What is it actually like for a legitimate brand building a sales channel through affiliate marketing? How can a brand build something out like this? And is it true that it's rife with bad things?
Yeah, I mean, it's the internet. There's bad stuff all over the internet. I know for our business, any product that we're selling will review to make sure that it's compliant. But certainly, I think the industry has gotten a bad rap for what has occurred in the industry, years or even a decade plus ago. We also see a lot of the platforms in which traffic is coming from is much, much more stringent on compliance, right? Like you can't, Facebook 5 years ago allowed quite a bit. You're not getting away with most of that today. Or you think of your ESPs aren't going to allow nearly the spam through, and those types of campaigns had to adjust or migrate off those major traffic sources as compliance got more and more tight. So I can understand people's hesitance, when they hear affiliates, but really in the end, affiliate marketing is just paying a professional marketer to drive either sales or leads to your business. So in ClickBank's case, when it comes to, you mentioned branded products. In ClickBank's case, we recommend a couple different things for brands to be able to protect their products and their brand image when it comes to dealing with affiliates. The first of those is just get to know your affiliates. So in our platform, and I certainly have people using other affiliate platforms. Most of them are going to have the ability to do this, but is to either whitelist or blacklist affiliates at the affiliate level. And so we say, you should, as a seller who's very protective of your brand, go in and get to know those affiliates before you whitelist them. Make sure that they're promoting you in a manner in which is congruent with your brand, because in the end, I mentioned this a couple of minutes ago. The best part of the job is working with entrepreneurs, and I've talked to thousands of them. And the entrepreneurs that have spent the time to build out a brand, that's their baby. They're really protective of it, and the last thing they want is that affiliate just smearing native ad networks with their brand name in a way that's not appropriate. And so that's where we say, like, build a relationship with those affiliates, because you'll get to know what their traffic sources are, whether you're comfortable with them promoting or not. And you'll also be able to provide them material, whether it's images, logos, email swipe copy, that is consistent with your brand's expectations and the customer's expectations, so that you're not losing control of it. And then lastly, I'd say for a lot of the brands that I've worked with have built their brand by being really good at 1, 2, or 3 channels. Say they're really good at Facebook ads, really good at YouTube. You can also go in and tell those affiliates, you're prohibited from promoting our product on YouTube. We already own YouTube. We got that. We don't need your help. Or say bidding on keywords, on branded keywords in search. We see a lot of brands prohibiting that. That's not to say some affiliate that you thought you knew and approved comes in and does that from time to time. If that's the case, we have a close relationship with the brands we're working with. They come back to us, the network, and say, hey, this affiliate was bidding on our branded keywords, and we'll ban them right away.
Now, it sounds like you're setting some guardrails around what's okay and what's not okay for an affiliate to do. And it sounds like a lot to get into. From here are the keywords that you should not bid against. Here are the channels that you should veer away from. What's on day one? On day one, what should I have before clicking launch?
That's a good question. So I would even say before day one, I would take the view that they should see it as an additional channel, and that no additional channel is free. If you said with your business, like, I'm really good at YouTube, but I'm going to get into Facebook marketing, it's not cost free. It's not without investment. So keep that in mind. For a lot of businesses, it's a really valuable channel to get into because it provides a lot of scale and a lot of distribution in channels that the business owner may not be an expert in or have staff that's an expert in. So I would say mindset first, but then beyond that, establish what you want to protect and how you want your brand viewed. So most of our sellers will have affiliate tools pages, and in those there's quite a bit that goes into an affiliate tools page, and we can walk through that. But should be always terms and conditions that the seller's setting out, and that's where you would put like, hey, no keyword bidding, no promotion on Facebook, and I would say those types of things. I would put them based on what you're already competent at, because you don't want to increase competition there. But you were asking, on day one to hit go, I would have that affiliate tools page set up so that the affiliates know what they're promoting, and the affiliate tools page would include email copy, swipe, images, expectations on how they're allowed to promote. I would also collect the affiliates' contact info so that you can stay in touch with them. Say you're using ClickBank and you decide ClickBank's not the best business for you, whatever affiliate network you're using. You don't want the contact info for all those affiliates to go away, right? You want to be able to talk to them. So make sure you get the contact info. Also, if you're using a funnel style sales page, I would diagram that funnel out and show exactly what's in it, and the links to the pages, the price points for those products on those pages, and the conversion rates, and then the average order value. So in ClickBank, upsells are post-purchase. So if an affiliate's interested in what they see in your sales pages, if they want to see the whole funnel, they have to go in and buy it a couple of times, because they would have to go see all the upsells and downsells. Right. And that's a pretty outside of the money, that's a pretty cumbersome thing to do. And you're just going to get some refunds that come through from affiliates doing that. They're going to see the page anyway. Just link to the page and show them what they're promoting. They can promote better so that the message is consistent all the way through the first click to the end of the funnel. And transparency works really well with these guys in ease of use. And then lastly, I'd say, if you can do it, get a good affiliate manager. And a lot of people confuse an affiliate manager with somebody who's just calculating conversions, making payouts. They spend a lot of time in spreadsheets and sending money via PayPal, right? Well, at least for us and several other affiliate networks like us, we take care of all of that. So turn that affiliate manager into somebody, their job is to maintain relationships. Make sure they know, hey, we've got a big promotion coming up. I need to call these 30 affiliates and make sure they're aware of it. Particularly with if you have email affiliates, their promotional calendars are scheduled a ways out. Make sure they're working the phones. They have a good relationship with it. I tell our account managers and affiliate managers the same thing. For your most valuable clients, you should know when their birthday is and what's their favorite kind of bourbon, and their wife's having a kid. Make sure you send something. So I would establish those types of relationships where you're always top of mind for those people. Going back to the affiliate page and the affiliate manager, oftentimes people are just going to want to get in touch with them right away. So put their name. I would put a headshot, all their contact info right at the top. Just make it as easy and transparent as possible. So that's the affiliate page part of getting ready on day one. The other thing, when it comes to day one, I would make sure that sales funnel, that affiliate traffic funnel that you've got ready is tested and optimized for affiliate traffic. Testing with affiliate traffic is a really good way to not get any more affiliate traffic. And test it beforehand so that you're setting reasonable expectations for those affiliates as they come through.
No, you talked a little bit about having a good affiliate manager, and that was actually top of mind for me. One of the things that I think about when scaling a brand is that at the beginning, the founder, entrepreneur slash operator would probably do all the things that you've just mentioned, but eventually we'll probably have to build a team and a function department around affiliate marketing as a sales channel. What does a team look like over time and at scale? Is it just still one affiliate manager that can scale from 6 figures to 7 figures to 8 figures as a channel? What does that look like?
Yeah. I mean, some of the bigger brands we work with have multiple affiliate managers, and they tend to break out by channel.
Okay.
Somebody managing specifically Facebook affiliates because they're very familiar with the challenges they work with. But backing up
Mm,
to kind of when the founder decides that they need to have somebody else bring this on, there's a lot of people that work on contract. Kind of think of like a fractional affiliate manager. They're well
right.
connected.
Yeah.
um, and I would reach out into the community, into the connections. I mean, if you went to like Traffic and Conversion or Affiliate Summit and just started asking around, hey, I need an affiliate, part-time affiliate manager, you'd probably end up with about 30 leads.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
there's other people in the community, like if you're familiar with Amber Spears and her Traffic Tribe
Yep.
program. She does a phenomenal job with this, and kind of the community that she's built up around there are just some of the best people when it comes to affiliate management. So that's where I would not post a job listing on a job board and grab one. I would certainly look for references within the direct response community.
Is that the best way to, when it comes to hiring a team around affiliate marketing? Is that what you found to be the best way to find good talent? Just tapping into the network and the community?
Yeah,
People?
absolutely. Um, you and Josh, it probably has been more benefit. Like, I hired some phenomenal people. And I don't know, 40 or 50 people over the past several years,
Mhm.
but it's also kept me from making some really serious mistakes. People that looked phenomenal on paper, they were great in their interview. You
Yeah.
reach out to the community and realize, oh, this isn't going to work.
Right.
So I would say that part was actually more beneficial in the long run than hiring the right people.
Right. I just want to unpack that a little bit because I think people just don't realize how harmful having a the wrong person in the wrong seat is for the
Mhm.
organization. Um, but yeah, I can definitely appreciate that. Um,
Yeah, it's we've kind of, just a side tangent, if you don't mind, on hiring
yeah, for
people.
sure.
We've spent a lot of time doing this. So myself and the directors that I work with have all worked together for uh 5 years.
Mm,
And I think back on how we first interviewed people, and it was kind of a brief conversation. And, well, did you like them? Oh yeah, I did. And now it's more of one an initial interview, and it's pretty standardized questions. Tell us
yep.
about your career and all that type. And then we send them exercises. So one requires like a little bit of reading to answer a hypothetical email from a client, right? So that they answer the
Mm,
question properly. But what we're looking for is, can they find, it's actually pretty easy to find the answer, but can they find the answer in the material we provided? And can they formulate a good email back out that's friendly, but informative and not too long? Because I've had plenty of people that say, no, client, you're wrong. Sincerely, so and so at ClickBank. That's not going to work.
yeah.
Um, and then we also send them an exercise that includes some calculations on like average order value, or what commission you should pay this affiliate if you want to hit this certain metric. It's not that they need to get it right. They're actually pretty tough questions to solve. It's just that we need to know that they're somewhat analytical, that they can
Mm,
use Excel at least a little bit. And then the last step of the interview process is, if if they're not in town, they're close by, we'll fly them into town. But we just take them out for a drink or an appetizer. And really, what we're looking for there is we want to see how they treat the wait staff. Are they pleasant to them? Do they say thank you?
I love that.
Do they drink too much? I've had this happen where we all know going into it, me and my coworkers, we're going to have one drink. If that person drinks 3 or 4 drinks to our one drink, well, we do a lot of events and in-person stuff. So that makes me a little more cautious about hiring that person.
Interesting. That's really interesting. What's your favorite question to ask during a verbal interview, like not an assessment?
So we ask, and I hope nobody listening to this podcast ends up interviewing because it'll blow my cover on this question, but we ask people to tell us a story about their best boss. And everybody has some story, right? And that's actually, I don't particularly care about the answer to that question, but it sets up the question, tell me about your worst boss. And what we're looking for in that question is not the answer. Most people have some terrible story, but whether they have discretion. So if they say, my worst boss worked at this particular place and his name was Steve, and Steve's a jerk because of this, that makes me question their discretion. Instead, we want to say, back when I was in high school, I worked at a fast food restaurant and the boss was kind of a jerk. So that's my favorite to answer. And you get some pretty wild answers to that question. There's some really terrible bosses out there. I can tell you that much.
It sounds like when you're hiring for an affiliate manager or an affiliate related role, you're looking for just general EQ and people management type of, just relationship management type of skills. Is that accurate to say?
Yeah, relationship first for sure. They kind of going back to that. We want them to know when's their birthday and what's their favorite kind of bourbon and their favorite restaurant. But that's not quite enough, because sometimes they are going to get those technical questions like, hey, why is my commission amount X dollars? And they need to be able to answer that or know somebody inside your organization who they can get that answer from. But they don't have to be, an accountant level spreadsheet person, which is people who are managing smaller affiliate programs on their own or just kind of dipping their toe in it. It kind of goes to one of the accounting people who, just figure out how much we owe these people and send them money via PayPal. It's pretty interesting. I had read a stat the other day that it's something like 78% of affiliate payments are still sent via PayPal. So there's a lot of that goes out there where affiliate managers are just basically glorified accountants.
Right. I see. Now let's talk a little bit about affiliate marketing as a channel for e-commerce direct consumer brands. What type of brands would this work for? And are there categories of products that just wouldn't pan out well?
Yeah. So on the ones that wouldn't pan out well, I would say those that are hyper niche or don't have broad distribution tend to not do well. I got one a couple of weeks ago that was an air compressor for welders, and it was like $5,000.
Wow.
I'm sure it's a great air compressor, but it's not broad enough appeal generally. So we don't dip into that. For ClickBank itself, we're pretty heavy in the health and fitness space. So we work with a lot of supplement brands. And in the supplement space, branded consumables, there's a lot of business that ends up occurring in an e-commerce cart. So, or I should say like a Shopify style cart, where you go to the webpage and there's 15 different options, all these different flavors. And then as you scroll down the page, it's kind of like, oh, here's a link to our blog, read our founding story. Here's a link to our Twitter and Instagram and all of that. that converts well with people that are seeking out your brand or are already familiar with it or already customers of yours. So for ClickBank, we talk about affiliates as a channel to acquire customers for that. And it's typically what I describe as a three-legged stool. You have your Shopify or e-com store that's, very traditional e-com store. And then affiliates can direct traffic at a ClickBank or direct response style single SKU funnel, which the goal is to break even and acquire customers. And as your affiliates are going to notice that single SKU direct response style funnel converts much, much better than sending somebody to a Shopify style e-commerce store. Because the problem with the Shopify thing is, particularly if it's cold traffic, you're going to have all kinds of people clicking out, right? Like they're going to read your blog and then they're going to click on Twitter and then they're going to get distracted by what's trending on Twitter and they're not going to convert.
Yep.
And all of us lose out. So a lot of those brands are viewing ClickBank or their affiliate side as customer acquisition. Most of them are profitable, but not that channel is profitable, but not as profitable as their Shopify store. And then they will, now that the customer is familiar with your brand and hopefully likes your product, then they'll remarket to that customer and direct them to the Shopify store where, if they go click on your blog or go start reading your Twitter, it's not like they're going to forget about your brand. They're already a customer that likes you. And then lastly, the third leg of that stool is, at least here in the States, is Amazon. Amazon has such a massive presence. My wife's a great example of this. If it's not available on Amazon, she's not buying it. She's addicted to this Prime shipping thing. And a lot of the brands that we're working with realize that on Amazon, as I'm sure your listeners are probably familiar with, you don't get the customer information and you don't get the opportunity to upsell them. So no upsells, no remarketing. So the brands that we're working with are charging more on Amazon. It has two effects. One, hopefully it directs them back to your store so you can get their contact info and remarket to them. If it doesn't, then you're going to capture a higher amount or a higher day one value out of that customer on Amazon, because there's not ever going to be any more days of value, right? There's no day 30 value because they're not able to be remarketed to. So all three of those together tend to work pretty well.
When it comes to brands with multiple SKUs, like many SKUs, say for example, fashion as a category, fashion, specifically fast fashion, presumably that wouldn't work all that well because there isn't a single product that we could feed people into. Would you agree, or is there a workaround around that?
I'm sure there is. I haven't seen one work on ClickBank at scale, and so I'm talking about several $100,000 a day in sales. I have seen some fashion brands, particularly t-shirts that are around really hot button subjects, oftentimes, at least here in the States, oftentimes, right around election time. Yeah, those tend to do very well, but they're sporadic because there's typically not enough margin to pay an affiliate a lot of money to drive that traffic. So it has to convert at a really high rate. And since it has to convert at a really high rate, it tends to have to be fairly aggressive or divisive or polarizing. I see like MAGA hats. We don't sell these, but here in the States, people either love it or hate it, right? And so they're either going to buy it or click out. So fashion in general, not so much. And I did see a couple of weeks ago a really, really interesting business. It was a t-shirt business that has a bunch of unique designs, and they're only available for either a day or a week. I think it was a week, and something like $10 or $12 for a t-shirt fulfilled. And the problem with that is if you're trying to get affiliates to promote it, there has to be enough meat on the bone for affiliates to be able to make money to pay for the Facebook ads or email, whatever it may be. So at $12 for a t-shirt, you've got the cost of goods sold, the shirt, maybe $4 or $5, the printing, whoever designed it, the fulfillment, and then all of your overhead. There's really nothing left for an affiliate. Whereas on the supplement side or a higher margin product, you may have a day one cart value of $250 and then $100 in cost of goods sold. So you can use a lot of the rest of the funds for customer acquisition or affiliate commission.
Is there an AOV range that you that you would say is a sweet spot for product to work really well?
So AOV, it would be better to look at affiliate commission.
Okay.
Where we're seeing affiliates attain really high scale with an offer. Keep in mind, ClickBank's about half. Its affiliate traffic is about half paid media and half email. So some stuff works a little different on email because you don't have the hard costs. But in general, to attain scale with paid media and our affiliate mix needs to be somewhere over $100 in commission, 110 with a 1% conversion rate, 1% or greater. At that point, I say those types of offers go into orbit. Like people see them, other media buyers see them, and the whole thinking is, well, if he's promoting it, it must be working, so I'll give it a shot. And you kind of have this multiplier effect that takes off.
Makes sense. Gotcha. Now, Dominick, what are some of the brands that we could reference to when it comes to affiliate marketing and doing affiliate marketing really well?
So some of the best. Organifi is green juice powder. They've migrated recently to an ambassador program. I would imagine some of their pages are still up. Phenomenal affiliate program. They actually launched their affiliate program about 8 months after I started at ClickBank, and just love working with those guys. Mindful Health or Danette May Supplements is another one that has done very, very well. And you'll see they have they have funnels on ClickBank, quite a bit off ClickBank in an e-commerce environment. They do a very good job with that business. Good friend of mine runs a company called Peak Biome that has employed the same strategy. I would take a look at all of those. Peak Biome is not on ClickBank, but they do have really very good converting funnels that are worth taking a look at.
Biome, gotcha. Is that getpeakbiome.com?
I would guess so. Yeah.
Right. Perfect.
Okay. Sorry, I can't remember the URL off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the sites, and that should be it. So you mentioned Organifi. That's organifishop.com. You have Mindful Health, and getpeakbiome.com. Yeah, I'm looking at your page, and it definitely looks like a super optimized single page, single product lander. This is perfect.
The owner of Peak Biome is he's brilliant, and one of the most precise when it comes to data and optimization. One of the best marketers I've worked with. I know I have gone to him and I didn't realize my numbers were wrong, and he knew right away. Became a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation. Fortunately, he and I are pretty good friends, so we worked it out. But I just love seeing that stuff that's so well optimized. It kind of goes back to, it's great to work with entrepreneurs, but he's a brilliant marketer.
What's the worst fire that you had to deal with in your 7-year career with ClickBank? Anything that comes up top of mind?
Boy, that's a good question. I'm trying to think of the worst fire.
Yeah, something we could learn from.
I have seen it. This has happened with two clients of mine when I was working in account management, where ClickBank's the tool that you use to set affiliate commissions used to be really complicated. There was 3 different places that could actually change the commission amount that was paid to an affiliate. And they had tested things. They didn't quite understand that one thing was overriding the other. And so they had overpaid commissions to affiliates for quite a while, for like 8 or 9 months. And we'd done some in-depth reporting for them. And they were like, oh, I didn't realize that. Fortunately, and because of those issues, we've completely redone that. So it's all controlled in one place. But it's kind of, it's always disappointing to go to a client and say, yeah, I kind of set this up wrong here. And, it cost you a little bit of money. So that's probably the worst fire I've had to put out here.
Okay. How do you, with these things, with tools, replacing what used to be manual work and hopefully making lives a little bit better. The pitfall of doing that is that we often don't see the processes that go behind the scenes of creating an outcome that we want to have. What's your advice around? And because ClickBank is building a ton of different tools to enable merchants and affiliates to do their best work, what's your advice for people new to the space coming in, navigating the whole ecosystem? What's the best way to approach that?
Yeah, so whether it's ClickBank or any other tool out there, of course, they're trying to market their tool. We are trying to market our platform, all of that. And they try to shed the best possible light on it. I would just say test the hell out of everything. Make sure, just like the, misapplied commissions we were just talking about, make sure it's doing what you think it's going to be doing. I had just had a conversation with a client who also uses another platform in conjunction with ClickBank. So it really quick inside of ClickBank, since we process all the transactions, we also collect all the sales or VAT tax, and we pay all of that on behalf of the sellers. And so this client was trying to replicate this off ClickBank in this e-commerce card. It might have even been Shopify. And they had this plugin that was supposed to do the same thing. This has become a much bigger deal here in the United States because of a recent Supreme Court ruling. And these tools are all trying to catch up because the Supreme Court ruling made it so that everybody has to pay sales tax in every state, regardless of where you live. And they thought that it was calculating it, putting it on the order form, collecting it, and paying it to the individual states, similar to what ClickBank does. What it was doing was it was calculating it, but it didn't put it on the order form, so they didn't collect it from the customer, and it certainly didn't pay it to the states, but it sent the reporting to the state saying, hey, this person owes that state that much money. That's a real terrible thing to happen. But even on the smaller tools, the cost of those things can add up really quick. So make sure it's doing what you think it's going to. Would be my advice.
Fantastic. Dominick, thank you so much. For people listening and interested in connecting with you and learning more about ClickBank and what you do, where is the best way to get in touch?
Yeah. So if you want to see if your stuff is going to work on affiliate marketing, check out clickbank.com/podcast. Fill out a form there and we'll certainly get in touch. We're also really active on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff. To connect with me directly, the easiest is actually LinkedIn. So, yeah.
Perfect. Dominick Keenan, Dominick with a K at the end. Keenan, that's Keenan. And as usual, links will be in the show notes. You can go to chronos.agency/podcast to find out more. Dominick, thank you so much. I've learned a ton, and I'm sure our listeners have too.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the E-commerce Profits Podcast. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get notified of future episodes.